What's happening, good folks? What's happening, good folks? Is your man Patrick the Game Changer Jackson here. Gonna be talking about a few things tonight. Make sure that you guys are jumping on here. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to the various channels. We're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X as well. So we will be on TikTok here in just a moment. But make sure that you guys go ahead and hit the like button. Make sure you share. Make sure that you subscribe as you're coming on in. Say hello. Make sure that you got some manners as you're coming on up in here. A few topics that we're gonna talk about today. A few of them that we're going to talk about today. A few of them. A few of them we're going to talk about today. One thing that we will talk about is Biden pardoning his son, Hunter. We're also going to talk about some of the election updates that are happening here locally. And then we will also talk about some of the updates on Diddy, some updates on TD Jakes, and of course, got to talk about LeBron James and the Lakers. Got to make sure we in on that. So those will be the topic that we talk about. Man, as you guys again coming on in, make sure that you hit that like button and say hello as you drop in, man. Going to try to make sure I extend you guys' algorithm as we have this conversation. And of course, if you want to join the conversation later on as I cover some of this stuff, you guys can go ahead and jump in here. But also, we're gonna have this conversation in the comments. So I want to know your opinion on some of these topics that we're going to be talking about. Again, we're going to be talking about Biden pardoning his son, Hunter. We're going to be talking about some of the election updates on what has happened, some of them that we have been anticipating here for a little bit, and of course, we'll give a little bit up on Diddy, TD Jakes, and we'll talk about the Lakers. So make sure you stay locked in, stay tuned in. I'll be right back. Hey, good folks, good folks. Hope you guys are having a great day. Hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving. I know you guys have been eating good, having a good time with family, all that good stuff. I know I ate good, I ate fantastic. My folks, they definitely did a great job of making sure that your boy was fed out, the family, make sure everything was taken care of. I was good. I ate really good. I was trying not to make sure I didn't overindulge because I'm trying to make sure that I get right. Trying to get back right. Trying to get back right. Your boy trying to get back right, man. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a journey to get back to where I want to be. And of course, the New Year's coming around the corner, right? So a lot of people have these New Year's resolutions, trying to make sure they try to stay in shape. Are you one of those people? Have you already started? What's the delay? Don't wait till the new year to actually start working out. Start doing it now. Don't wait. Don't wait. Go ahead and tap in right now and make sure that you get that good workout in. Make sure that you get that good workout in. It's going to help you, especially mentally as well, as you guys are getting drained and different stuff that is happening to your body, all that type of stuff, man. Of course, you can be mentally drained, the whole nine. Got to make sure that you take care of yourself. If you don't, nobody else is going to take care of you. You got to take care of you first, right? If you don't take care of you, it ain't going to happen. So, of course, I know a lot of what we have indulged during Thanksgiving. How was you guys' Thanksgiving? Go ahead and tell me how your Thanksgiving was. Did you eat good? How was the food? Did everything turn out the way that you wanted it to? That's the big question. That's the big question of the day. Did it turn out the way that you wanted it to? making sure that you love on each other, being grateful, being thankful for everything that has happened in your life, man. It's so important that we keep that all in line with uh, everything that we got going on. Of course, I always try to start off with a motivational quote. Here we go. Small work daily will compile to large success one day. Make sure that every day that you're taking a step towards your goals, towards your future, towards the thing that you want to do, stay locked in. Stay locked in. Don't allow anybody to knock you off your block of what you need to stay focused on. Stay locked in on you and the things that you want to accomplish. Don't allow the small wins to make sure that they are tapped into the big wins. And of course, I appreciate y'all again tuning in. Hey, I see you jumping on here. I see you, girl. Appreciate you tuning in. Make sure that you make sure again, you guys like, share, subscribe. Make sure that you say hello to me as we're gonna dive into these topics on today. I see you, Miss Gumpton. She said, that's right, you have to take care of yourself. I feel better when I exercise, seeing good results. Of course, stay motivated. Make sure that you stay on that journey. It does makes a huge difference on how you feel on the inside, how you feel mentally. Your everyday walk, man. Everything changes when you begin to exercise and take care of yourself, take care of your body. I was getting too out of shape. I was getting too out of shape. I was breathing hard, trying to tie my shoes, all bad, all bad, all bad, all bad. It was all terrible. So you got to make sure that you take care of yourself, especially you got loved ones. They want you here for the long haul. So take care of yourself so that you can be here for them as well. Take that word with you because we all are going to need it. It's going to be extremely, extremely important that we make sure that we're here for each other. So continue to encourage somebody else. If you ain't got somebody that you encouraging to go work out, take care of themselves, make sure you be the person that can do that for them. Now we're going to jump into this conversation about Joe Biden. Joe Biden. So we're gonna play this clip right here really quick. We're gonna walk through it a little bit about what happened. He had pardoned his son, and it's a rumbling issue right now because of the Trump situation and all that, and the whole political realm of what's going on. So just to give you a little bit of context of what's going on, I'm gonna play this clip from CNN really quick.
Now, for more on this is CNN senior legal analyst, former state and federal prosecutor Ellie Honig. Ellie, another former pardon attorney called this an extraordinarily broad grant. Why is this so broad, more so than a typical presidential pardon? What do you think of it?
Well, Kate, this is as broad as a pardon can possibly be. Ordinarily, a pardon will specify a certain case, and that happened here. It says, I hereby pardon Hunter Biden on the gun case in Delaware and on the tax case in California. But what's different about this one is it also says this is a full and unconditional pardon for all conduct going back to January 1 of 2014, which means Hunter Biden cannot be federally prosecuted for anything going back to 2014 and really before then, because before then is going to be precluded by the statute of limitations. And as you said before, the only historical precedent, the best historical precedent for this is the pardon of Richard Nixon by Gerald Ford, which has similar language that says full and unconditional pardon. So Joe Biden has pushed to the absolute outer limits of the breadth of the pardon power here.
And as you've heard, in the political sense, there's been a lot of reaction to this quickly, and there will be more today. But looking at it kind of in the, keeping it in the legal sense, past presidents generally have cited how pardon recipients have accepted responsibility for their actions as a reason to grant them a pardon. Biden is not here. He called it a miscarriage of justice that Hunter Biden was unfairly singled out, which is something that we have heard Donald Trump lean into before in targeting the Justice Department and the so-called deep state.
That was something right there. One thing that we have to really understand here is that there is a full pardon. Now, she broke that down. He broke that down. That there's a full pardon for Hunter with this entire situation, man. So when you look at the full pardon, and of course, if you didn't hear, anything before that was going to be beyond the statute of limitation. So going back to 2014, why is this important? Why is this important? Because it's going to take a little bit of a wrinkle. Now I'm going to fast forward this just a little bit So some of this information can be.
I
We'll
got
maybe
to
talk about
say
this part.
that even though I don't think Hunter Biden would have been prosecuted under most circumstances, a pardon at this point will be used against, I think, Democrats when we're pushing to defend the Department of Justice against politicizing it, which is certainly what President Trump plans to do, or President-elect Trump. And the Patel nomination, I think many of the other nominations, it looks like he's going to try and use it in a way to go against and inflict retribution on people. And I think this sort of gives him ground to argue that, both sides are doing the same thing. So I know that there was a real strong sentiment and wanting to protect Hunter Biden from unfair prosecution. But this is going to be used against us when we're fighting the misuses that are coming from the Trump administration.
Now, what he's highlighting here. Now, the difference of what's happening here is that what was the fear that was put out before, which was Trump was going to use, his political seat for a personal gain. Now, the problem that was had before. Now, most people, of course, if you go through the letter, and I should just break down his letter about what he actually put on there. But what's important here that I really want to talk to is the fact that Joe Biden said that he wasn't going to pardon him just some months ago, right? He wasn't going to interfere and allow it to go through its due process. Why is that important? It's important because now, just like the gentleman just stated, Representative Glenn had just stated that now the Democratic Party cannot use that same excuse when Trump decides to use it and the Republican Party decides to use it. That is going to be problematic because that was the whole position of making sure that these things are in place. There's a legal process in place. I'm not going to interfere. Now, as a daddy, your son is on the hook for something, man. You have the power to get him out. Any parent, come on now. Any parent don't feel like that they're going to go ahead and try to jump in there and try to do something, right? Let's keep it real. But the problem is that Joe Biden lied, right? I think he was hanging on the fact that Kamala was probably going to win, or he was going to rerun and win. But with Trump going into office, he didn't want that looming probably over his son and allowing Trump and their administration to do what they will to his son, and probably going after him tenfold. Now, tell me in the comments, do you think that this is something that you think should have happened, shouldn't have happened? I want to know your opinion on this. Do you think that it was something that should have happened? Was it okay for Joe Biden to pardon his son? Do you feel like it was for personal reasons? I think most of the folks do, and I think that he kind of came from that position. But he has stated that he was going to allow the process to happen for his son, and so he reneged on that, which is going, like Representative Glenn has stated, is going to put the Democratic Party in a bit of a fickle. It's going to put them in a bit of a fickle because now, as Trump comes in, the decisions and stuff that he makes, now the Democratic Party doesn't have too much of a leg to stand on. Why is that important? Because a lot of stuff can be moving and shaking. Of course, we don't know how Trump is going to be moving. He is very unpredictable in how he's going to go moving forward. Now, another thing to take away from this as we're going into this political conversation, those of you that know or do not know that the Republican Party has the House and the Senate, which means that they can pass just about whatever they want at this point. By them having the House and the Senate, the things that Trump wants to implement and move forward, they are pretty much in control of whatever decision that they are going to want to make. They don't have to really will and deal with the Democratic Party in any light. So we're going to see what that's going to look like for us as American citizens on the federal level. That process is going to trickle down with those policies that they plan to implement. Of course, there has been a large conversation on Project 2025, and we're going to see what that looks like, which is going to be very interesting. Again, if you're jumping on in, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Go ahead and like, share, and subscribe, and say hello as you're jumping in. I appreciate you guys tuning in. And of course, always show love. We're going to move on to the race that we were talking about before, which is the Kern County 5th District Supervisor position. That position has been going up here for a minute. They've been trying to tally these votes that's been coming in. It's Leticia Perez versus Kimberly Solids. That has been an ongoing battle. That battle has been ongoing. So the Leticia Perez versus Kim Solids saga. Now, what has been decided is that Leticia Perez has won by only 133 votes at the final count came in just this afternoon tonight. That has been officially put out that they have elected Leticia Perez again by beating Kim Solids by 133 votes. Of course, it was going neck to neck over the last couple of weeks. It's been going back and forth, like 60 votes here, 30 votes there, with another 10,000 votes to be counted. And let me show you exactly how close this was, right? Let me see. Boom. See if I can make that bigger. Boom. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So now, from this afternoon, Leticia Perez had 14,758 votes, which was 50.2%. 50.2% of the vote. Look how close it is. Kimberly Solids had 14,625 votes. That's 133 vote difference between the two. That's why when people are like, man, my vote don't count, my vote ain't important. Yes, it is. This thing could have went either way. 133 votes. That thing could have gone either way if those extra people didn't vote for Leticia Perez. Guess what? Kimberly Solids would have won. Those that was hanging on the fence, that was thinking about voting and didn't vote for Kimberly Solids, well, you could have been the person that didn't allow her to go into office. This is how politics, especially on the, not the presidential part, because there's the electoral college, but all the other elections, this is how they go. This is vote by vote. You have to win. You can win by one vote. You can win by one vote. It's not, this is the popular vote. It's always going to go towards the popular vote. And as close as this is, only by 133 votes, the people of Kern County have elected Leticia Perez to another term. And so this is why understanding the political process, understanding why your voting is important, why you should get to the polls, because the person that you want to elect gets in office, number one. And then number two, they don't get in office if you don't vote. That's why it's so important for you to get involved in this political process as well. So again, congratulations to Leticia Perez for winning another term for the 5th District Supervisor seat. And also great run to Kimberly Solids, a great run at that seat. It was a very competitive race, and the two slugged it out. And it was a big heavyweight match. And obviously, Leticia Perez has come out on top. So congratulations to you. Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations for another win for you. But of course, those that are involved, you want to help the political process. Make sure that you continue to run and be involved with the people. It's so important that that we do so. I think that's so important that we continue to be involved in this political process as a people. So again, if you're just tuning in, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. We're going to be talking about a few things that are coming up here. I do want to highlight a quick portion on P. Diddy. P. Diddy is that whole case is going to be something else. I'm going to be diving in on some of the other things, but he did get denied bail. He did get denied bail again for I think it's third or fourth time. He had been doing a lot of stuff in there, man. I'm not going to go into all of that. I have to do a whole nother segment on Diddy and all the crazy stuff that he's doing inside the deal. He had said that he's running it and it's going down. He's running that thing, but he's been trying to get out. But he's still been doing manipulative stuff inside, using other people's phones that he's not supposed to be doing. They're saying that he's trying to tamper with witnesses, allegedly. All of this is coming back into fold to hurt him and trying to at least be released. The plan was for him to be released to be with his family during Christmas, but that did not happen because the judge said, no, you will not get out. Not happening. Hit the road, Jack. You out of here. And so there's going to be a lot that's unfolding with the case. He also has a couple of more lawsuits that have come up that is hitting the fan right now. So it's definitely something for folks to watch out on and what is happening with it. So Diddy is in a tight situation as we speak. So yeah. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting, to say the least. I can tell you that much. It's going to be interesting. So, and again, we have T.D. Jakes here. That is Bishop T.D. Jakes. That is going to be here. And the update that he has for what most of you, if you've seen what was going on with T.D. Jakes, he had a something happened during the service. A lot of people were scared. A lot of folks were praying for him over the weekend as he was preaching. He had a health issue that occurred while he was preaching. So it was definitely a scare for most of the people. And this is what
that I see you this Sunday. And so here I am.
He wasn't at the pulpit, but Dallas Bishop T.D. Jakes was able to speak to the congregation at the Potter's House this morning. It was last Sunday when Jakes suffered what has been described as a medical incident during his sermon. He was released from the hospital on Wednesday. This morning, though, through a virtual appearance in front of the congregation, he talked about being rushed to the ICU. He says he had emergency surgery and that it's a miracle he's still here.
In the midst of all that you saw and felt, I didn't see that. I didn't experience that the way you experienced it. I looked around and everybody was around me. I was annoyed because I didn't know why they were around me. I didn't experience it. What I did experience was the feeling of being cradled. It was as if I was cradled, and it was quiet, and it was peaceful.
Bishop Jakes thanked everyone who prayed for him and reached out. He says his job now is to recuperate. We reached out, but the Potter's House has not said when he will return again to the pulpit.
All right, so that was T.D. Jakes, and those of you that was praying for T.D. Jakes and what has happened, of course, his medical condition. He did put out a statement. He did do a video live with his congregation, and they were able to see him, and he was able to give them some words of encouragement. And so it's very important, of course, to continue to pray for your leaders, man. Pray for the people that are around you. It's never enough prayer to be able to uplift those that are in leadership and your loved ones. And, it's very important to continue to keep them some type of prayer, man, because sometimes, him being a leader of a congregation of a lot of people, you're always expected to be strong and stand firm. And so when things like this happen, when you're in a weak state, right, man, sometimes you got to have people that you can lean on yourself, and him having a good support system. So throw some prayer hands up in there for Bishop T.D. Jakes, and also throw some prayer hands in there for your leaders, for your pastors, those that are in leadership, those that are leading the charge in whatever capacity that is, your bosses, your supervisors. Make sure that you keep those people lifted up in prayer as well, because leadership is not an easy task, and it's not something that folks should even take lightly. It's so important. So important. It's so important. It's so important. All right, Mama Jackson, I see you said, thank God he's still here. That's right. Every day is not promised. I think we should take a moment to really reflect and know that, tomorrow is not promised. The next moment is not promised. That you live each day like it's your last. Like you can go to bed and say, I've done a good job. I've put forth a great effort, and I'm able to rest in knowing that I've put a great foot forward. And so again, continue to keep people lifted up in prayer, man. It's not an easy task to lead folks, and of course with the controversy that is happening around TD Jakes as well, that's kind of tied into Diddy. Some of the stuff is tied into some allegations. At the same time, there was a lawsuit that TD Jakes put on a former pastor that was accused, and that was not only accused, but he was convicted of dealing with minors. He had did some time for that, but he also had some very controversial comments about Bishop T.D. Jakes, and people were tying in to that's what happened to the stress of that situation as to why he had that particular health issue. Whatever's happening in that situation is going to be a lot that's going to be unfolding. It looks like it's going to be an actual case. I know that T.D. Jakes and their team, he has a lot of things that's thrown at him. Typically, people that are in the limelight, they have a lot of allegations and things that are thrown their way, that are people that are trying to do money grabs and stuff like that. Those type of things happen. Sometimes they ignore them. Sometimes they actually go and they fight them. And it seems like this is the first time that I've seen Bishop T.D. Jakes that had allegations towards him that he's actually returning fire on. Because majority of the time they'll do a cease and desist. They'll probably just ignore it. But it seems like because it was on Larry Reid Live and it has got to some traction and people are listening, then it's kind of getting tied into this entire conversation. But he has taken legal action towards the individual. So it's going to be a very, very interesting outlook on how this thing is going to progress and move forward. Some major allegations they were saying that there were also multiple people of things that had happened in the early 90s, things that had happened in the early 2000s as well, and that there were other people that are coming to the forefront about this situation as well. So it is very, 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 very dicey on how this thing is going to come about, because allegations and people trying to taint your name because they're trying to either get a money grab or retaliate against you. It's a very important thing. Very important thing. It's something to not take lightly, something to take serious, especially as it starts to catch wind and a lot of people are paying attention to it. So there's a major difference between the two. There's a major difference between the two. So it is going to be extremely, extremely interesting to see how all of this is going to pan out. Again, prayer for all the leaders. I know that a lot of folks have a lot of things that are thrown at them all the time. Allegations and lawsuits and people just trying to trash you on the internet. Folks can be nasty on the internet. I'm telling you, like right now, you gotta have some tough skin to be on the internet game, boy. Boy, they eat you up and boy, they'll eat you up. They'll eat you up. They'll hurt your feelings. They ain't got no remorse. The internet is undefeated. And so if you ain't got no tough skin, you got to have some tough skin to be able to walk through this whole social media game, because you got a million people coming at you and attacking you. You feel like, all these folks are attacking you, but people don't know how to just close the app. Some folks don't know how to just close the app and just shut down for a minute. Sometimes things just don't need a reaction. And I see some people do it. I see some people, they just can't help it. You be looking for a reaction, be looking for folks to say something, man. Some folks just gear it up like that. That they just be looking for somebody to say something that they can react to it. They be looking for all the drama that's on the internet, and they be ready to go back and forth with people talking trash to folks. But you got to have tough skin to be on the internet. Okay? To be on the internet, you got to have some tough skin. If you don't, you're going to get ate up, and you got to be ready for it. If you're not, just keep your internet circle small, with family and loved ones, things like that. Just keep it right there. Keep it right there. And then you'll be good to go. Nothing else to it but to do it. Now, I do want to talk about the Lakers. The Lakers. LeBron James and the Lakers. LeBron James and the Lakers, man, they are not doing what I need them to do. Okay? They're not doing what I need them to do. Now, I'm going to highlight the reason why he's on the screen as well. Maxwell Lewis is not a relevant individual. But Dalton Connect is. Rookie coming in, doing his thing. He doing his thing. Making some stuff happen. Making some big noise happen. He is hitting shots. He has had a few down games. The Lakers are on a losing streak at the moment. And they're not looking good. They're not looking good. Now, LeBron James even tapped into something. He in his 22nd year, 40 years old, doing this thing. But I think by the time it's catching up, now most people don't want to say it. Most people don't want to say it. I got to zoom in on my boy. Got to zoom in on my boy. Got to zoom in on him. Okay. Got to zoom in on him. Now, my guy. Now, I consider LeBron James to be the GOAT, but I'm gonna have a. Now, y'all got to see me. 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 Now, LeBron James is my GOAT. Okay, he's my GOAT. We had our conversation, argument. I've been talking to Chris and Wes and them. They be always talking, we bring up Kobe and, Jordan and all that stuff. We having these conversations, right? But he ain't doing the team justice right now. He got too many turnovers. People don't want to talk about it. People don't want to say it. He got too many turnovers. Way too many turnovers. Way too many turnovers. I mean, trying to slow the game down too much. You got guys like Connect and D-Lo and Rui and Anthony Davis trying to run the flow. They trying to run the flow. He keep trying to slow it down. Got them old man knees, just trying to slow the game down. They need to get him down to about 28 minutes. He's trying to play all 82. I don't think he need to do that. He's doing too much. No. He don't need to do that. He don't need to do that. He doing too much. Them old man knees catching up. I know about them old man knees. You got every day putting that pressure on them knees every day. Every day. All my life I had to fight. See that's a little too much. Man, it's too much. Too much. Hey, what's up, bro? I see you. He said possibly rookie of the year if he keeps it up. Oh, you talking about Dalton Connect? That is true. Now, if Dalton keep it up, now he fell off a little bit, but he's definitely on pace to be able to be rookie of the year. He's been lights out for sure. He had some major games where he was even top scorer on the team. So I think he hit about 8 threes, I believe, 7 or 8 threes one game. So he's definitely he was a major good pick for the Lakers. He is a diamond in the rough for the Lakers. He came in ready. He don't need the development like Bronny, all those type of things. But Dalton Connect is connecting the dots. I don't think they were expecting this type of production out of him. I don't think they were expecting this type of production out of Dalton, but the boy connected. Him and Austin Reeves. Austin, I think he had been injured a little bit, so I think as he get back healthy, The Lakers should be looking a little bit better. Christian Wood should be coming back. Vanderbilt, a little bit more defense. I think they have a decent team. Is it championship worthy? That's a question. That's a question mark right there. That's a question mark. Are they a championship team? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But with Dalton Connect, it seemed like if he could continue to hit, and LeBron was 0 for 9 the other night on threes, he ain't hitting shots the way he's supposed to. He out of pocket. Bro got to bring it, man. He ain't bringing it. He ain't hitting the way he's supposed to be hitting. So yeah, he just not. He just ain't. He just ain't. He ain't hitting the way that he's supposed to be hitting. You going 0 for 9? That ain't doing nothing for nobody. Can't nobody do nothing with that. He going 0 for 9. What we gonna do with 0 for 9? What we gonna do for 0 for 9? Huh? What we gonna do for 0 for 9? Now again, if you want to go ahead and talk about this with me, man, go ahead and jump on. I put the link in the chat. If you guys want to jump in with me and have this conversation, any other topic, we talk about Joe Biden. If you have an opinion on that in this pardon, if you want to talk about what's happening with the election that happened between Kimberly Solis and Leticia Perez out beating Kimberly Solis. If you want to talk about what's going on with Diddy, TD Jakes, or what's going on with the Lakers, go ahead and jump on. I'm gonna give y'all some time to go ahead and jump on before I log off and have this conversation. But if not, make sure you put it in the chat. I want to hear your opinions on it, these different topics. But the Lakers at this point, they got the same record at this point that they have with Diamond Hand. They were bringing in JJ Redick like he supposed to come in. They were looking good at the beginning. I'm gonna tell you what the problem. Let me break it down to you. I'm gonna tell you what the problem is. LeBron James can't let go. The old man can't let go. That what it is. He won't let he will not let Anthony Davis take the reign and become the MVP type caliber player like he's supposed to. He will not allow the man to play. As y'all was seeing when they was winning, the ball was going straight to him. What's up, Dorian? I see you, bro. He said, tell it like it is. Tell it like it is. I'm going to try to tell it like it is. Now, he won't give him. See, LeBron starts to be selfish. He be trying to act like he, you know what I mean? He be wanting to let go. But he really don't. He really don't be wanting to let go. You know what I mean? You know how you got that granddaddy that got that old Buick. He been talking about I'm gonna go ahead and sell that. It's just been sitting out there, but then he don't never sell it. Somebody come by offer him for something for, and he still ain't trying to. He just talking. Big Mama been trying to get him to sell it all these years. He ain't trying to sell it. He ain't got no intention on selling. That's LeBron James right there. That's LeBron James. He keeps saying, "Yeah, I'm gonna let Anthony Davis take the reign. I'm gonna let him take the reign." You ain't trying to let that man take no reign. You ain't trying to let him take nothing. Cause every time, everybody start talking about Anthony Davis, the man. Guess what? LeBron started throwing up all these airball threes. He was 0 for 9. All of a sudden. Now, let me put some respect on it now. Now, he my GOAT. But I'm gonna tell it like it is. People all over the media, they be scared to say stuff about LeBron James. I don't know if JJ Redick. I'm like, I don't understand. Tell LeBron James to give the ball to Anthony Davis. Just get the ball to Anthony Davis. That's all I said. Oh, bro said, think they need another player as well. Okay. You said you think they need another player. Well, the player you think they need, you think they need another forward, another center. I think they're kind of weak at the center spot, but I don't think it's too much out there for them to get. They can't go grab like a Brook Lopez or nobody like that. But, we'll see what happens. I think Christian Wood could be a nice additional piece because he's a stretch 4 or 5 that could be interchangeable in that area. And then I like the way that when they had Christian Wood, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis, that was a pretty big group. And I think they can go. I think they can go LeBron James, Christian Wood, Anthony Davis, Connect, and Austin Reeves. I think they can go. I think that would be a big 5, a very large 5. With LeBron James running the point, you got Connect and Reeves that can hit down threes. You got Anthony Davis that's a live threat, and also he can hit some mid range. And he's been hesitant on shooting the 3, but he definitely needs to take a lot more of them. And Christian Wood, he'll let that thing go if you give him the green light. So I think that 5 could be a dangerous 5 if Christian Wood comes back healthy. But I would like to know from you, bro, what player, is it a player or is it a position that you're seeing that they're needing to be able to fill in a role? Because I know D'Lo, he ain't it, man. He ain't been it for a minute for me. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was mad when they resigned him. I was mad when they signed Westbrook. That LeBron James move, when they had him sign Westbrook, he thought that he was going to be the one. LeBron thought he was going to be the one to give Westbrook a championship. Nope. Ain't happening. But I think they should have kept instead of them signing D'Lo back. I was mad because they should have brought back Dennis Schroeder. Dennis Schroeder had a better year than D'Lo to me, but they wouldn't give the money to D'Lo. And Schroeder is a better perimeter defender as a point guard, and he can hit the 3, and he's a driving threat. I like the fact that he has that engine, kind of Westbrook-ish. I don't think there is no type of Westbrook. No other player like Westbrook, but Dennis Schroeder definitely could have been a much better point guard than D'Angelo Russell. I think he's been doing okay coming off the bench or whatever, but he just ain't it for me. He just ain't it for me. Not for, I think they paying him 17, 18 million a year. He is not that guy for that position and making that money. That's why they can't move him. Don't nobody want him. They ain't gonna make him move, but you shouldn't have re-signed him in the first place. He wasn't showing you. I don't know. Maybe it was some off the court stuff between Schroeder and them. But to me, from what I saw, Schroeder was a better player. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. But correct me if I'm wrong. I thought Dennis Schroeder was a better point guard with the Lakers when they were on the same team than D'Angelo Russell, because even on the defensive side, you got to have a point guard that can guard these guards, man. That's one of the most important positions that we're not really engaging in talking about. We're not talking about that. He got the guard to Steph Curry. He got the guard to Dame Leonards. He got the guard, Shea Gilgeous Alexander. You got the guard to Kyrie's. Who guarding these people? Come on, man. You putting D-Lo on these guys, man. Come on, man. You out of pocket. You at least should have kept it. That was the same thing. They keep making some of these very poor decisions on guys that they're not bringing back, for sure. That they're not bringing guys back the way that they need to, in my humble opinion. But just seeing basketball and those that watch the game, LeBron James ain't doing his job. Not for he been on a worst shooting slump since he was a rookie. They've made some good. Man, if you really look at how the Lakers have drafted people, though, they have some really good draft players that have panned out really good throughout the league. And so they draft really good, but keeping those guys, mentoring them, bringing them up, and then having them a part of a nucleus like the Golden State Warriors did, where you can have something long term and sustainable, the same way that the Denver is doing, the same way that Milwaukee did. They brought some guys in, but they were homegrown in their core. Man, they just haven't done it. Now Dorian said we got to bring back a center, bring back Dwight Howard. I don't think they want Brokeback Mountain. I don't think they want that. I don't think they want that in the locker room. I think Dwight's a good guy, but I don't think they want Brokeback Mountain in the locker room. He had all these allegations and stuff about these men, and he broke that mountain stuff. I'm just keeping it real. I'm just keeping it real. Ain't nothing. Hey, whatever floats your boat can float your boat. But you know, it becomes a little bit uncomfortable at some point for some of these guys, and it seems like they ain't even entertaining. And I think Dwight is in shape, and I think he'll be good just to be a rotational player. Don't need Bronny up there. Bronny ain't gonna do nothing for y'all, not in the playoffs or nothing. But Dwight can be a big body, give you a couple hard fouls on Jokic, on Embiid if you go up against him. You know, Dwight can give you some good hard fouls, give you some good screens. Because the screens y'all seeing right now, ain't nobody giving no good screen. People just running through them like toilet paper, just right by them. Just right by them. There ain't nobody setting no good screens or nothing. Ain't nobody setting no good screens or nothing. So we got to do a little better. We got to do a little better. He also said Rob Pelinka keeps making bad. I think he is. I think he makes bad. I think some of the decision was a LeBron James influence, though. I ain't gonna let LeBron James get off the hook. Now some of it was his influence. Now he was wanting Westbrook. He made a little post they were gonna make win and stuff. You know, all that type of stuff when they got Westbrook and Carmelo Anthony and all that. We can't forget that. We can't forget that. Don't forget that. Now don't forget that now. Now. Rob Pelinka, yeah, he got a hand in it. He got a final say, but LeBron got a little too much power. Y'all letting Grandpa make too many decisions around here. Yeah. Grandpa's making way too many decisions. Yeah. Grandpa James, he got to, He need to be at like 26, 27 minutes a game. That's where they need him at. I think he'd be extremely effective. I think he slows the game down too much for these young guys to be able to really run. And he's been making some really bad passes. I'm just saying like it is. As great of a IQ player and passer he is, it irks me when he be slowing down and he just thinking people just gonna allow him just to dribble and pass lazy passes like that. When they connect, it look phenomenal. But when it don't, it be like, man, that was a lazy pass. This stuff be looking all lazy, just throw it up in there. Now, hey, when it connect, it's pretty. When it connect, it's pretty. But when it don't, nah, man, he's slowing the game down. He's slowing the game down too much. These guys trying to run and gun, man. Trying to get in the rhythm. And LeBron, old stuff coming up in a wheelchair, man. He rolling up in the wheel. They gone. They been took off. They out the stables. LeBron is coming up rolling. Just let me take my time up this court. Slow down, young fella. Slow down. We ain't in no rush. We got 24 seconds. Don't even worry about it. We gonna do this. We gonna make it happen. That's what's going on, man. I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. Bro said take Broad off. I agree, man. You gotta take Broad off the ball. You gotta take him off the ball. During the grill with me. He said you gotta take him off the ball. Okay, he said they got a kid on their G League averaging 28 points a game. I think I can't think of his name right now, but they gave him a 2-way contract, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, okay, gave a young man. Maybe that was one of the guys. Did he play last night? He might have been one of the guys that they brought up because one of the reserves, because all of the guys there, you got Bronny that's injured. They got Austin Reeves that's injured. You got Vanderbilt that's injured. You got Christian Woods that's injured as well. So they had a lot of injured guys. So it was guys that I didn't know who they were, that they was on the they was playing yesterday, and I had never seen them. So it might have been the guy that you're talking about that they brought up. I'm not sure of his name as well. Let me see. Yeah, he's a forward. Max was a forward. No, it wasn't Jalen. That's a guard. Wasn't Max Christie. Vanderbilt, Gabe Benson. What is it? This guard right here? This Quincy guy? Because I think y'all saw him playing in Coloco, Christian Coloco. I saw him. Now maybe this Quincy guy, the guy you talking about, that was averaging 28. They averaged 28 points. Let me know if this is the guy here. He might be it. He might be the one. Let me see. But yeah, Christian Coloco, he's not. He's trying to get his feet up under him. But we'll see exactly what he does. Said no, I think it's number 94. You said yes to this. Oh, yes, it is Quincy. Okay, it is Quincy. Yeah, I think he played last night against the Timberwolves. They brought him up. Hopefully, he can do something, man. I don't think they. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think they need much guard play. They unless he's a point guard, and because they got Gabe Vincent and stuff like these guys, they be playing too scared on LeBron, man. You got to be aggressive. So you got Vanderbilt, you got Christian Wood that's injured, but Austin Reeves does a pretty good job at handling the ball as well. I think D'Angelo Russell is a solid guard on the offensive end. I just think he's so much of a liability on the defensive end, it becomes problematic. So if Quincy can come in and actually be more of a D'Lo and kind of replace that, and if he can bring the defensive side, that's the part. Their perimeter defense is horrible, and if he's able to hustle on the defensive side, I think that'll go a long way, a major way for the Lakers. Go a major way for the Lakers. Yeah. But I think all three of these guys, Dorian, I think all three of these guys got two-way contracts. All three of these guys do. Quincy, Christian, and Armel, they all have two-way. I think all three of those guys have two-way contracts right now. And then we'll see what's going to happen with Christian Wood, and then you have Jared Vanderbilt that's hurt, and then Jackson Hayes is hurt as well, which is a defensive force. But the guard play is where it's at. That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the guard play. But Bronny James, go ahead and go on back down to G League. You got your thing in with your daddy. But yeah, you ain't ready. He ain't ready right now. And all that stuff LeBron was saying about him, that he was ready, that he was better than a lot of people in the league. I think he's a target now too. So even when he go down to the G League, they know a lot of people gonna be watching. He got a huge fan base. Bronny got his own fan base outside his daddy that people come and see. So he's definitely a dollar sign. People have been coming to watch him play. Even the G League stuff, they've been coming to watch him play. So outside of his daddy, he's definitely built a name for himself. So we'll see, man. We're going to see what the Lakers going to do, man. If you think that the Lakers going to make some noise, going to turn around what they got going on, put it in the comments. I want to know. I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on the Lakers status right now, and also LeBron James, the way that he's playing right now? I know he's in a major slump at the moment. A lot of people have consider him the GOAT, maybe top two behind Jordan. Some of them even put him at 3 behind Kobe. I don't know how Kobe got into the conversation here recently, but I'm gonna have a whole segment on talking about GOAT status and what's going on in the NBA with that whole conversation, because it's a very, very interesting conversation to have. all the time. The arguments between who is the GOAT and who's not, it shall be determined. So we'll see. We'll see. But the Lakers right now, not looking good. Not looking good. Not looking good. I don't like the full roster. I like the different pieces. Again, I think a great starting five, if everybody's healthy, would be LeBron, Connect, of course, Anthony Davis. Then I'll go Austin Reeves and Christian Wood. That'll be my five. We'll have LeBron and Wood at the four. We have Anthony Davis at the center, and we'll have the guards as Connect and Austin Reeves. I think that combination will be a very, very, very solid combination. And then you're able to now interchange Jackson Hayes and Rui Hachimura into that backcourt. You can rotate those two players into that backcourt, and then you can use Gabe Vincent, Max Christie, or D'Lo and Cam in the guard positions, especially bringing in Cam for the defensive possessions that's needed. That portion of it is going to be important. So, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with it. We shall see what happens with all of this. Man, y'all got to stay tuned, man. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Dorian said, what Dorian got to say? Not disrespecting Kobe. Yeah, Kobe is definitely one of the GOATs. You trying to get me started already, man. You trying to get me started on the Kobe conversation. Y'all trying to get me caught up in this Kobe conversation. It's not going to happen, not tonight. We're going to have this conversation for sure. Talking about Kobe being one of the GOATs. It's either, and I like this conversation because it's either you're part of the GOAT conversation is usually between two people. You're either part of the conversation or you're not. I'm going to make it that simple. You're either a part of it's between two people, and in between 3, 4, 5 people, it's usually two people. Do you think it's one person or the other person? And now you're trying to throw a third wheel, a fourth wheel, and a fifth wheel. No. They have to got conversation going. We just throwing Kobe up in there now. We just we just throwing him on up in there. Okay, all right, but we'll have that conversation. So okay, bro said MJ, Kobe, possibly Brian at 3. So he got MJ, he got Kobe at 2. I don't know when this conversation has happened where Kobe became 2. It's never been a conversation. It's never been something that was brought to the forefront for anybody to recognize Kobe as a GOAT in any conversation. Has never happened. And it didn't happen until he passed away. Rest in peace to him and his beautiful daughter. Rest in peace to him and his beautiful daughter. But the conversation about him being the GOAT did not happen until he passed away. And I think those were sympathy votes for him to be a GOAT because he was never part of the conversation. And I'm gonna let y'all know this. And I'm not gonna go into a full because I'm gonna use the whole hour to talk about this, okay? And if y'all want to come up and talk about it, then y'all can. Cam up. So it didn't come into fruition because even Shaq would say online, this was after, was saying, well, why Kobe ain't in the conversation? Well, why people ain't bringing up Kobe about him being potentially the GOAT? But Shaq really want himself to be in the conversation. Let's keep it 100. Let's keep it 100. Shaq really want himself to be in the conversation. But because of the early demise of Kobe being Bryant, he threw Kobe up in there. But knowing that, nah. The door said it's the blasphemy for me tonight. Blasphemy. He said it's blasphemy. He said, "Well, Brian out if it's just too." Nah. Brian got to be in there, man. Brian, there's nothing that just the statistical categories, man. You can't deny it. You can't deny it. That's the problem. You can't deny it. Dorian said 5 rings versus 4 rings. I rest my case. See, this is where we get in trouble right here. This is where we get in trouble. When you start counting rings, right? When you start counting rings, then we got going to the Bill Russell situation. You know what I mean? And you know, we can even go Robert Horry, because I think Robert Horry got 6 or 7, something like that. Robert Horry. So, you know what I mean? We can go into those conversations too. So it can't be ring based. Of course, you need to have some. I will say that. You have to have some for sure. But it can't just be ring based if that's the case. Then now, of course, we're talking about Bill Russell got double more than just about everybody. Ain't nobody even close to him. Then we start talking about MVPs. You know what I mean? And this is where the Kobe situation is at, right? Even when you talk about those rings, with all those rings that I'm gonna point this out to you real quick, since you're bringing it up. Since you're bringing up rings between, you said what you're trying to say, Dorian, is that Kobe has 5, LeBron has 4. I rest my case. Now, with those rings, LeBron James was the best player on every single last one of those rings. He was the MVP of every single last one of those rings, the most valuable player on every single, and almost won an MVP even when he lost, because he was so great. He had to be so great that they were considering giving the loser an MVP trophy. You know how bad your team got to be for them to consider you to win MVP? Now, Kobe, on the other hand, you know them rings that he got with Shaq? He didn't win no MVP because he wasn't the best player on his team. He wasn't the best player on his team. Shaq was the best player on his team. Shaq was. So you count rings that you wasn't even the best player on, that you had the most dominant big man that won those MVPs for it. You couldn't take the position that you was the man. And that's why you wanted to get rid of him. That's why you wanted to get rid of him, because 3 of them rings was because of Shaq. Now he could have won those rings with Eddie George and those people there without Kobe. Kobe was a young buck when he got those 3 rings. So if we count rings now, understand he still wasn't the best player on his team when he got 3 of them. Now the other 2, 100%. He was that guy. He was that guy. And I'm no Kobe hater. I love Kobe. But I'm just speaking facts. I'm just speaking facts. He was the best player. He was the best player on the team. He was the best player on the team. He said because Shaq was dominant and a force to be reckoned with. Of course. That's the whole point. You got the best big man probably to ever play the game. The most they have considered him to be the most dominant big man to ever play the game. And he was winning. You could have gave him another different shooting guard. You could have another type Kobe. Let's keep it 100. You could have another type Kobe, right? You could have had what you had before, and Shaq even talked about it. Penny Hardaway. Could have had, you know, Dwayne Wade, all these other guards that was great guard. You couldn't have another Shaq. Well, nobody comparable. You couldn't duplicate or emulate a similar type of outcome with a Shaq. Oh, Shaq was on his way to win the championship, bro. So why didn't Shaq win a championship in Orlando? Shaq was on his way to win the championship. Remember, this was a young Shaq that was figuring it out. He was becoming more and more dominant, and then him and Penny was figuring it out. We now you can't act like that they was just getting smacked out and like they was always losing like in the first round. Now the couple first ones they were figuring out. They were young. They were kind of like a young OKC when Russ and Harden and Durant and all them were together. They were kind of just they were a young group. They were figuring it out. Although they ended up in a championship game, they were just a young group trying to figure it out. If they would have re-signed Harden, they probably would have ended up winning the championship if they would have just paid him that 6-man money. But they were stupid, and they didn't. The same way that Orlando couldn't keep Shaq because the Lakers was able to show like he told the story. They were able to show him a much better, lavish lifestyle in LA, and they were able to offer him more money and some different amenities that Orlando couldn't do. So that was the reason why. That was the only reason why. But I would be for sure that they were going to win a championship because a Penny was a Kobe light, and Shaq even said that he would have, and that conversation about championships and all that, Kobe's legacy would have been totally different. Just like we throw all these different scenarios around, but all those scenarios could be different, right? That could happen. Penny was that guy. Those of y'all that didn't watch you, Penny was that guy. He was one of my favorite players before Kobe. Yeah, Penny was one of my favorite players. His style, his swag, dude had it. Being able to rise. He was kind of the next person that reminded me of Penny that came in was Tracy McGrady. Tracy McGrady, because those three styles, it was Penny Hardaway, Grant Hill, and Tracy McGrady style play that I liked. They were able to kind of handle the ball. It would have been kind of Scottie Pippen type, but because Jordan was there, he wasn't able to kind of be the man. But Pippen had the body style, the athleticism, all of that. Those guys had that Scottie Pippen type body drive and consistency in their game that they were able to put up some great numbers. But Penny was all, barring injury, man, that they had a squad. Dennis Scott, all them dudes, man, they was on it, man. They was fire. But the Kobe situation, the whole Kobe conversation, probably wouldn't even be a conversation had Shaq stayed in Orlando. If Shaq stayed in Orlando, that would be a whole different conversation because they would have been winning championships. They already had a good team. They had brought these things together. They already had their young core. They were building that chemistry, the whole nine. The same way that happened once Shaq went to LA. And remember, they had Eddie George. Eddie George was starting. Kobe was coming off the bench. And then they end up transitioning Eddie George on up out of there and having Kobe be that lead. So, man, this conversation could definitely continue to go on and on and on. But I said, ain't no convincing you. He said, nah. See, when you just don't want to listen to facts, I totally understand. If you don't want to listen to the facts, totally understand. I appreciate you bringing your perspective and all that. But again, it's between two people. And the two people is Jordan and LeBron. And LeBron has these statistical, this data that just can't be refuted, man. He's the all-time leading scorer, man. And the man wasn't even a scorer, man. The man wasn't even a scorer, and he got the most points with fewer shots than Kobe. Man, come on, man, shooting a higher percentage. Don't have me go down the data, man. Don't have me go down the data, man. Hit more game-winning shots than Kobe. Come on, man. Don't make me do it, man. Don't make me do it, bro. Don't make me do it. Come on, man. I'm trying to get up off here, but you see, you're driving this conversation down this road, and it just ain't going. It ain't going to end well because we moving off of emotions and not truth and facts. Now we're talking about not only is he going to be considered a better scorer, but a higher percentage. But then also more rebounds. Then also more assists. He's going to be one of the top leading assists of all time. I think he's going to be ending top 6, top 5. You're going to be the number 1 scorer in top 5 or 6 in assists of all time. Ain't no conversation. Ain't no conversation at that point. Ain't nothing talking about. What we talking about, please? What we talking about? At that point, what we talking about? What we talking about at this point? What we talking about at this point? What are we talking about at this point? What we talking about, man? What we talking about? What we talking about? This is a LeBron James versus Michael Jordan conversation. I don't know what you're talking about. You can't tell me. He ain't got it. He can't add no more points. The man's still playing. Year 22. He's still playing. He breaking old man records now. They coming up with all types of data. He the first 40-year-old to with a triple double, and they coming up with all types of stuff now. He gonna have stuff people ain't gonna ever be able to do. They don't never be able to do. And then I think he might be waiting for his other son to come for him to get him in the league and for him to get a bag. I'm just saying. You can't refute the fact that the man. You can't refute the fact that the man. He good at everything. He good at everything. He got championships. Best scorer, top rebounder. I think he top 15 rebounder too. Man, this is crazy. This is crazy. How did man all these statistical data that's better than Kobe, and then y'all try to put him in the conversation? He can't be in the conversation. He can't be in the conversation because the conversation is between. He's not because this is gonna have to be the conversation. Is he your go over Jordan? Because he has so many similarities to Jordan, and people are saying that he's a carbon copy of Jordan. But what him being the copy, was he better than the copy? People don't believe he was better than the copy. So then he ain't even in the conversation now because he ain't better than the copy. He wasn't better than the copy. He didn't do it better than Jordan did it. So then guess what? Now you got to go to something that's totally different. LeBron James is a freak of nature. Just like the same way Karl Malone was, the same way Shaq was. Just a freak of nature. Different type of dude, different type of era. The longevity. Man, Jordan couldn't. He wished he could play 20 years. They were pulling black ties knees, man. They were pulling black licorice out the man's knees. Come on, man. Come on, man. He was smoking cigars and had to pull black licorice out the man's knees. He couldn't even last. He didn't care about his body. Now we can go on and on and on. We can go on and on and on. Yeah, bro, done got quiet now. He ain't got no more stats for me. That's right. When we start bringing them stats and that statistic, folks they shut it on down. They ain't got no stats. They ain't got no stats. But if you think I'm different, if you think I'm wrong, put it in the chat. I want to know what's your thoughts on Do you think Kobe should be in the conversation? I have to go. Do you think he should be in the conversation? I say no. But what do I? I don't know nothing but data and statistics. I ain't nobody but somebody that got eyeballs that can see. I ain't blind. Who am I? But a man that got two eyes and I can see the game and can see exactly what it happened. Who am I? But a man that can read data, that can look at the statistics and see that this man got all-time points, top 5 in assists, top 10 in rebound. Who am I? Who am I? Just a mere man? Nobody. That's it. Just this person that can read, person that can see. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's all I am. But again, appreciate y'all free. Pure entertainment. Appreciate y'all. But I'm gonna get off of here though and say absolutely he should. He's at least top 3, and if not, he's top 5 for sure. Man, it's tough. It's tough. And I'm gonna hit you with this, and I'm gonna get out of here because I'm gonna do one later. Now, top 5. You say top 5. You said top 5. Now you got Jordan, LeBron. Now, are you putting him ahead of Magic? Are you putting him ahead of Bird? Are you putting him ahead of Shaq? Are you putting him ahead of Wilt? Are you putting him ahead of Kareem? It's a good conversation. Some good conversation. In a minute, we're gonna say we're gonna put him ahead of Curry. Ooh. In a minute. They're gonna put him ahead of Curry. In a minute. They might put Curry ahead of him. In a minute, they might put Durant in front of him. Hey, man, he might get pushed out the top 10. Now, if he ain't died, we don't know. He probably wouldn't have been in the top 10 because they wouldn't even have him in the conversation if we're gonna keep it. If we're gonna keep it a buck, okay? If we're gonna keep it a buck, he wasn't even in the conversation. But now he a part of the conversation. Everybody got him involved in the conversation. Okay, cool, sure. Y'all can have it. I'm gonna let you know. So I was born in 1993. You hilarious, man. Man, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Man, there's going to be some great events coming up. I'll probably do another live video tomorrow or probably on Thursday about some of the events that are going to be coming up. Be highlighting some of those things. Also going to be having some stuff. Going to be bringing to you of some advertisements and businesses and things of that sort that's going to be happening as well. So guys, you can make sure that you stay locked in with me. Stay locked in with your boy. I appreciate y'all for tuning in once again. Of course, continue to love each other. Make sure that y'all have a great and safe day. Love you. I'm out.